On a beautiful morning and a trip to Dollar Tree, I came across these flower themed hooks. Boy, are they gorgeous! I grabbed them so quickly, and they had three different styles or colors. Love them all. I think they're gorgeous for just leave them like this, place them in your walls, or craft with them. I'm going to use the white one and I'm going to remove the, of course, cardboard from it. And I'm going to pair it with one of these wooden boards from Dollar Tree. You can find these at the Dollar Tree Plus section. And I love that they have that nice design on the edges. I do want to paint it, but I want it to have a distressed look. So I'm going to give it a heavy, kind of like dry brush technique. That's if you just put a little bit of paint on the brush and then just kind of swipe it across. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the sandstone color. Again, just to layer and give it a nice distressed look. But if this is not your look, by all means, just go ahead and paint it fully. All right, so the flower had a little bit of scuff, so I'm just going to brighten it up using the white chalk paint by Waverly, and then using my rub and buff in the golden tone, I am going to just give it a little bit more of a golden tone on the edges just to make them pop. It already had a little bit, but they kind of got faded when I painted it. So I'm going to just add a little bit more. And the rub and buff, I love it. I use it all the time, and I do get it in on Amazon, and they are in my Amazon store if you want to check it out. It is linked below. All right, so I'm going to quickly sand here. This is just to smooth it out and distress the edges just a wee bit. And then I'm going to wipe it really, really well. Now I'm going to use a rub-on transfer from Essential Stencil, and I have had this one for so long. I'm going to cut off this bird cage, which is stunning, friends, stunning. I'm going to have their website linked below. This is not sponsored or anything like that, but they do have beautiful designs, and I love using them. So the way it works, you just want to apply it, or kind of stick it where you want it, and then you want to just keep scraping it with a scraping tool and lifting the plastic as you go, and then it'll attach beautifully. You can also layer them, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take smaller pieces, and I'm just going to keep adding here and there until I kind of like what I see in the design that I want. I decided to antique the edges just a bit more, so I'm going to use the antiquing wax by Waverly, and I'm just going to apply it with a rag and then remove the excess. Then I'm going to sand it smooth, again, just to kind of mute it, but I wanted those edges to be a little bit more defined. So here's where we're going to place the flower hook. I'm just going to mark with my pencil, and then I'm going to place a screw. This making sure that it is not too long where it's going to go across to the other side. And I'm just going to screw it in and then place the flower. So cute. All right, I'm going to remove it temporarily because I do want to flip it over, and we're going to add some of these hanging hooks. I got these on Amazon as well, and I do have them in my Amazon store. Again, it is linked below. And I love using them for, I guess, heavier duty designs. I'm going to mark 2 inches from the top on each side and then screw them in. And this is what we are going to use to hang them. Love, love, love the way this turned out. Oh my word. Love that you can hang a scarf, a purse, anything from it. But I decided to keep it decorative. But what do you think of this one? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to start with one of these wooden planks. Yes, I use these all the time because, yes, they are that fun to craft with. I'm going to remove the sticker and we're going to sand it smooth. I started with my sanding block and then I said, no way, it is too splintery. We have to move on with my electric sander. So I sanded it smooth, and then, yes, I need to wipe it because it is dusty. These things come so splintery and rough. All right, so I'm going to add a layer of Mod Podge, and I'm going to let that dry. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to take this heart. I messed up, or not messed up, it just didn't turn out right when I was writing with it. So I'm just going to cover it up with red paint. And then quickly after that, while it's still wet, I'm going to add some of this pink to it and put it to the side. I want it to have kind of like a marble technique or multicolor technique. Yeah. Anyway, so once that was dry, I'm going to add some more of the light pink on it. And I think that's it. I think that's just the 3 layers that I added. All right, so now I'm going to add this sandstone paint, Waverly chalk paint on the board. Now, this is where things don't go as I planned, okay? But I'm going to show you the entire process. I wanted to do the crackle paint technique, and that's basically when you add Mod Podge, then you add paint, and then the paint crackles when you add heat to it. Well, no, it wasn't working. So I said, okay, let me add more paint. Let me add more Mod Podge and see if it works. And it was not working. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I have done this technique so many times and it always works. Please tell me in the comments, what did I do wrong? All right, so I moved on because I don't know what was happening. And I just distressed it using the antiquing wax. I'm just going to lightly swipe a chippy brush with it. And then I'm going to dry it, remove the excess, and then I'm going to sand it smooth and just kind of give it, again, a multi-layer, distressed, kind of worn out look. That's just what I prefer, but you can always just paint it if you want. Again, I'm going to take some more of that antiquing wax. I'm just going to distress the edges using a rag and wiping off the excess. These are the screws. This is a little kit that I get on Amazon, and I'm going to have it linked below as well. I love, love, love using these because it has multiple sizes and lengths and also thickness that are going to be great for smaller crafts like this. So I also get the sawtooth hooks on Amazon, and I'll have everything linked below, and I'm going to attach it to the back. All right, this is another rub-on transfer. I've been in a rub-on transfer mood, and I guess it's because I've had these for so many years, and I just haven't used them. So we're just going to use them. That's it. All right, we're going to take this beautiful design. We're going to attach it to the bottom right corner. And again, you just want to rub and lift until it's completely attached. And I'm going to layer a couple extra designs just for extra color also. And then I did want to add one more on the heart that I painted with the multiple tones. And I'll show you that here in a minute. All right, so I'm just going to quickly sand just a little bit over the design to distress it. And then here's that extra little flower we're going to add on the heart. So beautiful. And then I'm also going to smooth the edges and give it a little bit of a distressed look so that everything kind of looks good together. I'm going to hot glue some jute string to the back of each heart. This is how we're going to make it look like it's hanging. And then we're going to make cute little tiny bows. I just like to loop it into two, kind of like bunny ear style. Loop it against each other and then tie it and tug and pull as you need. I'm going to hot glue the little bows at the top of each heart. And then we are going to attach the hearts together. And we're going to do that here. All right, so we are going to attach the first one is the pink one, the larger one. And then we're going to do the other one right next to it. And then we're going to attach the jute string kind of facing upwards to kind of make it look like it's hanging. And then we're going to cut off the excess. Then I'm going to wrap the top with more jute string. This is just going to add design and just kind of what I was envisioning it. But you can add whatever else you want. Ribbon would be great and beautiful. All right, so while I was doing this, I forgot that I added the sawtooth hook to the back. So it covered it up. So after I hot glued and secured the jute string, we're going to remove the sawtooth hook out. And then we're going to place it just underneath it. And it worked fine. But I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. All right, so we're just about done with this one. Of course, you can add whatever else you want. This is just a beautiful vintage kind of cottage style Valentine's Day decor that you can display. Love, love, love the colors. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to start with one of these frames that I recently found, like really recently. Love these, and I bought several other styles that I am going to do crafts with in future videos. This white one is beautiful. It is plastic, and it has a very matte, soft finish to it. We're going to remove the back and the inside temporarily, and then I'm going to take some chalk paint with my stenciling brush, and I'm just going to dab it. And it's not going to be in the entire frame. It's just going to be in select areas, because I want this frame to look vintage, distressed, and a lot of texture. The paint is still dry, but then I'm going to dip my brush into some baking soda, and this is going to make it very thick, very rough to the touch. But again, I'm not doing the entire frame, just doing it here and there. And I know it's white on white, but you'll see it here in just a minute. We're going to let that dry, and then we're going to add a layer of Mod Podge onto the back of the frame. We are adding a craft paper to it, so I want to let this dry fully, and then we're going to do the iron-on technique. And then once dry, this is the craft paper we are going to attach. We're going to place parchment paper on top, and we're just going to iron it. This little mini iron is a Cricut mini heat press, but of course you can use any little iron you have for crafting. We're going to remove the excess paper, and then we're going to sand down the edges to make them very smooth and flush to the edge. And I love this little sanding tool that I've used. Again, it's from Amazon. A great find, under $5. I'll have it linked below. All right, so once that is removed, I'm going to just place the frame over it temporarily so I can lightly mark with pencil very lightly so that I know where to place the design. All right, so now we are going to dab more of this sandstone paint that we used earlier right over the entire piece. But we're going to do it leaving some of the spots white, again, just to give it a little bit of that distressed look. And it honestly almost makes it look like stone. It's a beautiful technique. All right, so once the entire frame is painted, oh, and by the way, I didn't brush it, I dabbed it, literally the entire thing. It just creates a much better design and texture. All right, so while that's drying, we're going to take this rub-on transfer. This one has a bunny theme, more of an Easter theme, but beautiful vintage neutral style designs. I'm going to cut one that I think will look great with the design, and I'm going to place it right in between those lines that I marked earlier. And once again, we're just going to rub and lift the plastic at the same time. Just like I did earlier, we are going to just lightly sand over the design in going in one direction just to give it a little bit of a distress. All right, so now that everything's dry, we're going to place the backing to it and adjust the tabs at the back. Now, I did want to add a little bit of a bow, like a little design. So we're going to make a simple bow with this lacy ribbon from Dollar Tree. Pull and tug as needed. And then we're going to hot glue it to the top left corner. You can leave this out. You can also add something to the bottom. It's up to you. For more layer and design, I am going to use my chippy brush. Very little antiquing wax on the tips. And we're just going to dab it only in the areas where I dabbed the baking soda and the paint earlier. This is going to add, again, one more layer. Then I'm going to wipe it to kind of like mute it down. And then I just love the way this turned out. You just have to see how adorable. I'm going to add a little bit more here and there with a dry brush technique and on the bow to antique it. Stunning, 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 stunning. Love this whole look. It's very vintage cottage again. What do you think though? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to go to the toy aisle and we're going to grab some of these tumbling tower blocks. You can find these pretty much at every Dollar Tree. All right, we're going to take some of the lighter color ones. I love using these for craft because they're like building blocks and it's just fun. Truly, truly fun. We're going to start hot gluing some of them together into blocks of 5 and then hot glue blocks of 5 together to create a nice squared block of 10. And I'm just going to hot glue, and that's usually plenty sufficient, my friends, especially if it's something that's not going to have a lot of wear and tear. I'm going to do a second one because we're creating coasters and we just want to. All right, so we're going to hot glue this last one, and now we're going to take some spackle. We're going to fill in some of the cracks. Now, it's not going to fill them in completely smooth, but it's definitely going to make a huge difference. The spackle is from Dollar Tree, so I'm just going to apply it in every direction, remove excess, and you just want to put it to the side and let it dry. And then once dry, you just want to lightly sand. This is going to remove excess, smooth it out, and it just makes a big difference. All right, so I removed all the dust, and now I'm going to paint it white. This is Waverly chalk paint in the white, and I'm going to do, I think I just did one coat on this one because it was sufficient. And of course, you want to let that dry. And if you were wondering if we're going to use another rub-on, yes, we are. All right, so this is part of that one with the bird cage. I'm going to cut off some of the birds and the little flowers out of it. And then now that the paint is dry, we're going to lightly sand it. This is going to smooth it out and also distress the edges just a tiny bit. And we got to wipe it really well because we want that rub-on to really stick well. So we got to wipe really, really well. All right, so the same thing. Remove the back like a sticker. Place the design, rub and lift as needed. And I'm just going to add a bird and a flower on each one. All right, so because these are going to be coasters, I want to make sure that they're sealed. So I'm going to use these, I don't know how well it's supposed to be like dishwasher safe. I've never tried it in a dishwasher, but I figured for coasters, it would be perfect. So I'm going to give it one pretty heavy coat on the top and the edges and let that dry. For the bottom, I'm going to cut some of these felt pads from Dollar Tree into 4s. That way each quarter is going to go in each corner because it has that nice squared finish. It works so good, my friends. I find these often in the kind of like the automobile aisle. Yeah. All right, so we're going to place those and that's it. Look how stunning these look. Oh my word. Great as a gift for someone or to keep. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.